Hi there, here are both the Mi Notebooks, the Horizon Edition and the e-learning edition. Now a lot of you requested for this one, but technically there is no comparison between the two, apart from both being Xiaomi notebooks. It's like comparing a Mi 10 phone to a Redmi Note 9 phone. The thing is, both are good devices but at different price points. So comparing the performance would be outright stupid, because anyone knows that an i7 on the Horizon Edition can beat the i3 on the e-learning edition super easily. So this comparison won't be about speed and performance, but more like what suits your need, and you can decide which one you should buy. Firstly, I've made a detailed unboxing and impressions video of the Mi Notebook e-learning edition and a full review of the Mi Notebook Horizon edition. I highly recommend you see that. You'll find the link for that video in the description. Alright, the biggest visual change is the color and size. The e-learning edition is silver, while the Horizon edition is dark grey. Size-wise, you can see that the Horizon edition is also more compact when stacked on the e-learning edition of the Mi Notebook. Even though the footprint of the Horizon edition is smaller, the display sizes on both is 14 inches. More on the display a little later. The e-learning edition weighs 1.5 kgs, while the Horizon edition weighs 1.35 kgs. There is a slight difference in thickness too. The Horizon edition is marginally thinner. Both the laptops have metal build, which makes it feel really solid and it looks really premium. Coming to the ports, it's mostly similar on both, only the sides are switched. One USB 3.1, two USB 2.0s, one HDMI port to connect it to external display or TV, power input and headphone jack. The Horizon edition comes with one USB-C port, which the e-learning edition lacks. It comes very handy for faster transfers, but you cannot charge the laptop with it, which is such a bummer. Alright, let's open the lid. So you can easily open the Horizon edition with one hand, while the e-learning edition you might need to use both. Here are both the keyboards. The placement of the keys are similar, but there are some subtle differences. The key size on the Horizon edition are a little bigger, while there is more spacing between the keys on the e-learning notebook. The typing experience on both is very identical. Firm clicks, good travel and very ergonomic. I mostly type my scripts on the Horizon edition notebook. In fact, even this video script was typed on that. It's really convenient. But here's a small con. Neither of these keyboards are backlit. Now I'm assuming that was done to improve battery life, but it's one of the things that I really miss on both of them. Coming to the trackpad. Both are multi-touch trackpads. They work really well. They have scrolling, they have swipe gestures, you can zoom on images. The one on the e-learning edition is a little bigger, but not by much. I personally would have preferred a bigger trackpad, but considering the compact size of these laptops, I can't complain. Anyway, for those who use a mouse with their laptops, it wouldn't matter, but still it's worth mentioning. Moving to the display, both have 14-inch anti-glare displays with full HD resolution. The color reproduction and viewing angles are exactly the same. They're literally the same panel, but the bezels on the Horizon edition are crazy thin, to the extent that it's almost unbelievable. I guess that's why it doesn't have a built-in webcam. We'll come to that later. The bezels on the e-learning edition are also quite thin on the sides and on the top, but the bottom chin is huge compared to the Horizon edition. Both have Mi branding here, and that's the only place you'll find it. Super clean design, and that's what I truly love about the Mi notebooks. So coming back to the display, both get bright enough and have great viewing angles. Watching movies on either of them is a treat. The color reproduction is good and the videos run smoothly. It supports a refresh rate of 60 Hz. The anti-glare coating is a mixed bag. Helps cut down on the glare if you're sitting in an overlit environment, but sometimes it makes the colors feel washed out. Now let's compare the internals, because that's where the real difference lies. i3 10th generation on the e-learning edition, i7 or i5 variant 10th generation on the Horizon edition. The e-learning edition has a dual-core processor, the Horizon edition has a quad-core. Both have 8GB RAM, 256GB SATA 3 SSD on the e-learning edition, 512GB NVMe SSD on the i7 variant, while 512GB SATA 3 SSD on the i5 variant. The e-learning edition comes with Intel Graphics 620, while both the Horizon edition variants come with NVIDIA MX350 2GB graphic card. So those are the internal hardware differences between the two. Also, one of the external differences is a separate USB webcam for the Horizon edition and a built-in webcam on the e-learning edition. Clarity-wise, both have pretty similar results. 720p cams are decent for video calls and Zoom meetings. They're not great, but they're not bad either. Webcams are very subjective choice. Some prefer the built-in ones, while some prefer the separate webcams if privacy is a concern. But then the chances of losing the webcam are higher. Make your pick. Moving to the operating system. So they both come with Windows 10 Home pre-installed. You also get Microsoft Office with 1 month of free trial, after which you need to pay to keep using. If you already have subscription, just enter your key pin and continue using. Now, the e-learning edition is no powerhouse, but it's no slouch either. If compared the performance with the Horizon edition, it'll definitely be slower, but that comes as no surprise. 8GB RAM on both makes multitasking snappy. However, you can't upgrade in the future even if you wanted to in any of these Mi notebooks. 256GB SATA 3 SSD is slower than the NVMe SSD on the i7 Horizon edition, but still fast enough. The i5 variant of the Horizon edition also comes with a SATA 3 SSD. So don't get mistaken that it's slow. It's just slower than the NVMe SSD. The display wakes up instantly from sleep without any lag or delay. Okay, to put it simply, office tasks, email, browsing, Zoom calls, light gaming will all work like a breeze on the Mi Notebook e-learning edition. That's what it's basically designed for. Photo editing will work, but it won't be a great experience. Light use of Photoshop will be fine. I tested it and it was decent. The Horizon edition is superior in every way, and that's exactly why it comes at a higher price. It has a dedicated NVIDIA MX350 graphic card, and damn, that card really speeds things up in the graphic department. Premiere Pro was smooth, Photoshop was fast, games like Counter-Strike worked without any drop frames. You have an option to choose between the i5 10th generation or the i7 10th generation edition, and both are solid devices for the price. So, coming to the audio. Both notebooks have 2 watt down-firing speakers. Initially, I felt that the e-learning edition has little better sound, but it's not really great on either of them. The speakers are probably the weakest component of this laptop. I've seen most Windows laptops suffer with good audio, and these are just the same. If you keep them in your lap, you probably won't hear a thing. I suggest you get a good pair of portable Bluetooth speakers or headphones because the audio output from these speakers is a total letdown. Coming to the battery life, so we get a 65 watt charger along with these laptops which can charge them from 0 to 50 in under 35 minutes. Yes, charging is fast. Xiaomi claims 10 hours of battery, but that totally depends on what you're using the laptop for. If you're surfing and streaming, 7-8 hours easily, but if you're on a Zoom call and you're editing, it really takes a major hit. Overall, the battery on the e-learning edition lasted longer, and it's because of the power efficient processor. Alright, final thoughts. If basic laptop use like Zoom calls, browsing the web, watching online movies, light gaming and solid battery life is your priority, and you're on a tight budget, and if I might say perfect for students, then the e-learning edition is safe buy for 36,999. If you want to go full throttle, editing, Photoshop, gaming and more, then the Horizon edition should be your pick. It starts at 55,000 to 60,000 for the i7 variant. I'll leave the links for all the Mi notebooks in the description. If you like to buy one, you should definitely check it out. So I hope this video was helpful. If there are any questions, mention it down in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.